Hello and welcome to part 3 of Let's Break Ultima 8 Pagan. In the previous episodes, we learned necromancy without actually learning it, and cheated at our tests for air and fire magic. Having completed the sorcery trials without actually using any sorcery at all, it's time to cheat at our final exam. Now it is time to meet the Master and cheat at your sorcery exam by casting spells which you stole from other people. You should have a Flamebolt focus from Vardion, an Explosion focus from Bane, Summon Demon from the Renegade Sorcerer, and Banish Demon from the bag in the flash test. So, cast them at the Master and get a distinction without lifting a finger. The Master will now take you to the ritual, and Bane will be killed. Note that the Master addresses Bane as First Acolyte, even though First Acolyte Vardion is alive and well.
For what pathetic reason have you summoned me, mortal? Your simple mind cannot possibly hold an inkling of the depth of my wisdom. I will feast upon your entrails first, manling. Ask your question. I grow weary of your incessant whining. Foolish mortal, I am the only fire of this world. Your flesh will burn in my volcano. I have found a weakness in your defenses, sorcerer. Prepare to die.
The Master will whack you one, and the Guardian chuckles and burbles.
Ouch, that must have hurt Avatar.
However, you shouldn't kill him yet if you want Mithran's spell of murder. Note that although Bane has just been killed by Pyros, you may find that she is still alive and well in her flat. Sadly, like smashing Baron's head in with Slayer, or murdering Vividos in the cemetery, this seems to be a very rare phenomenon and I wasn't able to catch it on video. Nonetheless, it is possible to kill Bane twice by now telling Vardion her true name.
I do so enjoy the cries of torment.
Go to Carthax Lake and see the transmat pad. Stuff the lurker, just beam back to Central Tenebrae. Now, go to the pub and gather as much Cloven Hoof and Breathos Spirit as you can obtain. We will need this later.
At this very moment, Britannia burns.
Now it's time to deal with Kumash-Gor. Go back to the catacombs and find Morian's birthplace. When you see how much it sucks, go round the corner to KG's tomb. Go through the maze of fences and turn left. Go down the hole to the place where the marbles are. Lob marbles at the pillar to open the gate and run through it. To the right of the Towers of Hanoi puzzle is a double door. Create a golem and break open the doors with it. You may wish to save at this point, as the next bit is tricky. Click on the golem to bring up a menu. Run through the open doors while the menu is still there, select open and point to the door. If the golem is still there, the doors should open after a lot of stomping and a brief pause. Through this set of doors is Kumash-Gor's lair, behind 3 sets of doors. Now create another golem and get it to open the first set of doors. The second set of doors is not locked and you can just open these. Now this is the tricky part. You must get the golem to follow you into the tomb. This is hard as it is only just big enough. First, try moving the avatar around so the golem tries to get to you. If he keeps getting stuck, command it to move a long way down and try again. If the golem stops moving, walk around it slowly. You might find that it will glide smoothly towards you if you're at certain angles. This makes the task of getting the golem through the doors much easier. If this is too much work, you could just compile some extra golem spells. Now we come to the statues. If you want to get Mithran's wonderful murder spell, you must listen to their drivel. Otherwise, don't bother.
Greetings, Avatar. We are aware of you and from where you come. We also know of what you seek.
Good luck, Avatar.
Go through the doors and meet Kumash-Gor himself. Kumash-Gor tells you you're a bad boy and tries to correct you, just like in The Shining.
To disturb the sanctity of Kumash-Gor. Come you seeking treasure? Well, it is death you have found.
When his ghost appears, cast your GP spell on it and grant unto him Lithos' gift of eternal peace. God will come down and the ghost will bounce away. Kumash-Gor's body will be vaporized. Rummage around his stuff and get the obelisk tip and anything else you fancy. You should also find a bottle of Tenebraean ale. Go back to the statues. Drink all the ale and cloven hoof before you talk to them. Now the avatar will lurch drunkenly around, burping
Well
at the
done,
statues
mortal.
before finally
The
collapsing
item of
into a state of
Blackrock which you now
alcoholic
possess
stupor.
is the first key to unlocking tremendous power within yourself. Beyond earth, water, air, and fire, there is another element. A 5th element.
You have heard of it before. It is called ether.
And like the others, this element will assume a form of titanic proportions.
You are to be that Titan, the Titan of ether. We know that the power is within you.
But it is up to you to have the courage to use this power. You must take the power from the other Titans. You must take their worshippers, just as our followers were ripped from our grasp.
Continue your quest for the powers of the other Titans, for that is the way to gain their followers. The greater the abilities you can accrue, the better chance you will have of weakening the other 4, and eventually standing with them as more than just an equal.
Go now to find the Titans called Stratos, Hydros, and Pyros.
You shall find Hydros in her underground temple. The other 2 dwell on the surface. Farewell.
And good haste.
In your conquest.
Now that you've slept through the great plot reveal, it's time to go back to Mithran. Use the recall device to return to him, and he should sell you 2 spells: Summon Creature and Call Destruction. Call Destruction lets you make like the Tempest and destroy your enemies with lightning. If you need more money to finance this, go downstairs and rob Mithran of the 137 obsidian in his chest. Now we need to get some reagents. Go to Stone Cove first and get 2 Executioner's hoods and 1 Blackmore. Now go to Demon's Crag and get 2 pieces of iron ore, 1 piece of ash and 1 piece of brimstone. Now, beg, borrow, or preferably steal about 200 obsidians. When you have this, beam back to Mithran and buy 2 pots of dragon's blood, 2 snake skins and 1 batwing. Now activate the Call Destruction spell. You should find that 1 charging of the book gives you unlimited usage of the murder spell. Now you have the spell of murder. Next we're going to free the lurker. We don't need to do this to win the game, but it will let us get some cool stuff off Mithran. Note that in the newly flooded Carthax Lake, you will occasionally find evil Theurgists who attack you on sight. Whether these are heretics who have renounced the peaceful ways of Stratos, or some kind of elite hit squad out to avenge their murdered brethren, the fact remains they're pretty hopeless and it's almost worth leaving them alone. Now that you've freed Hydros, Mithran will promptly blow a fuse and sell you the most unbelievably dangerous spell in all creation, the spell of devastation, which is Pagan's equivalent of the Armageddon spell in Ultima 6 and 7. There's just one catch. He wants 1 grand for it, that is 1,000 obsidian. Fortunately, you now have several ways of rustling this much up. For starters, you can go to the arena where there is a troll and a wounded Thorax. By healing the Thorax, you can pass the 3rd test again. Now kill the troll with your murder spell. Take his money and go off screen. By now the troll should have respawned. You can get 30 to 60 obsidian in each troll. If you're playing this in true being a complete bastard style, it is possible to break into the widow Rianne's house while she's out. Use a golem to break down the door and stuff any gems and money you can find into your pockets. A few hours later, you can return and sell the stolen gems back to her. But to be honest, you don't get a very big haul out of this. You can also explore the upper and lower catacombs now that you can kill beasts with a wave of your hand. There should be a considerable amount of booty. I tell a lie. There's virtually no hard cash in the lower catacombs at all. You'll be much better off electrocuting trolls. Note that the murder spell will occasionally leave mushroom clouds littered about the place. These are not biodegradable and will remain there forever. Remember, keep Pagan tidy. It also bears mentioning that the largest pile of obsidian coins you can have is 666. Money, as they say, is the root of all evil. Once you've mugged your way to 1,000 obsidian coins, return to Mithran, who will not only sell you the spell to end the world, but will also try to sell you the reagents needed to make it work. We already have those, but he clearly wants us to cast it, so we can't disappoint him. Unlike the Armageddon spells in Ultima 6 and 7, the game will strike you down as a reward for casting it. However, we can soon fix that. Let's go back and see our old mate Stratos.
Ah, Avatar, the thrill of conquest is so invigorating.
My child, you have returned to me. All of them are my children. Do they not all partake of my gift of sweet air? Some have forgotten their mother, but they will return to me. They always do. When their herds are ailing, They will come to me for healing. Farewell, my dear child.
As we can see, ending all life in this dimensional plane has not affected the Blue Theurgists in any way. Unfortunately, Mithran won't give you any of the money back, and attempting to demonstrate that it doesn't work won't end well either. Drinking an invulnerability potion will prevent the avatar from being killed outright, but it will still leave him paralysed. Sadly, that's all we have time for right now. In the final episode, we'll be breaking into the ethereal plane, completing the game, and attempting to kill Bane. Until then, thanks for watching. Now, go to the pub and gather as much cloven hoof and... Now go to the pub and gather as much cloven hoof. No! Now go to the pub and gather... Now go to the pub and gather as much cloven hoof and breath-o spirit as you can carry. We will need this later. Now go to the pub and gather as much cloven hoof and breath of spirit. Gather as much cloven hoof.
At this very moment, Britannia burns.
And grant Lithos' gift of eternal peace unto him. And grant Lithos' gift of eternal peace unto him. And grant unto him Lithos'
Avatar, the thrill of conquest is so